Hello everyone. Welcome to game number 1 between our amazing new Barack Obama and Bad by Design. These teams are kind of towards the bottom of Division B Northeast, one of the best B divisions because it is run by me. We're going to go ahead and get into the game in just a second. Looking at things, we do go ahead and have the bands of the alphabet with the T's and the B's being taken out, Barak's Holdout and Battlefield, as well as Tomb and Towers, both going out of here. We are into the draft right now. No time to talk, no time to analyze. We are in here right now. Boom, I have a face. Hello, boom. I said boom twice because it is just an extra boomy event tonight. Look forward to it. Bands are coming out. We do have the first band and first pick coming out of the Bad by Design. They did win the coin flip, and that is what they chose to do. Obviously, that doesn't mean that this map was picked by a new Barack Obama. I'll tell you right now, if you guys do not have your ears plugged in, you need to plug them in right now because this is my first cast tonight. I am ready to go. I have had like 18 energy drinks. Not quite. That would be very unhealthy. But a lot of energy drinks will go that far. So Junkrat is the first one being banned out. Junkrat definitely the displacement master, and whenever you have to actually stand on a very specific point in order to channel, having a Junkrat in the game is just like, you just have to be like, okay, you have to stand right here, so I get to trap right here, and you're just dead. So definitely not a thing people are looking for. Alright, second band does come out. It is on the Johanna, a very durable tank that to me actually says that it looks like a new Barack Obama is going to be looking for a very rough engage. Because Johanna is just like, she undoes all of your crowd control and she just has like iron armor and extra shield. Okay, not so much armor, but extra shields, and it's just really hard to get rid of her. That means that they want something that iron skin would shut down, so probably a big CC train. They don't want to have access to that. Speaking of CC trains, we also have Brightwing being taken out in advance. Polymorph is great at just being like, this one person cannot move, cannot use abilities, cannot have armor. They're just dead. Exactly what we're looking for. Lastly, we do have the Dahaka Deheka coming out. So, Dahaka, obviously kind of the new hotness to get a, I won't say a rework, but a balancing, and that makes him a lot more aggressive, kind of like Nazebo. Speaking of which, I will notice that Nazebo's not been banned out. And boom, there we go. Captain Crowley getting Nazebo first post-haste. Since you guys missed this in ban, we're going to take it. Recently out reworked is deadly the entire game through, and you're about to find that out. So, we very much look forward to what we can see. Those of you in chat, by all means, tell me if the audio sounds okay. Sounds okay to me, but I did make some adjustments, some changes around. So if anything is not working right, if you can't hear me, then please let me know. We also have the Stotches and the Stukov. We banned out the T's and we drafted the S's. I see what we're doing here. Stitches, Stukov, definitely. It's interesting. The Junkrat ban out may have been because a new Barak has actually shown this style before. We have Stitches pull someone in and drops them onto that silencing mine. So without the Junkrat, that's not going to be a possibility. But they still like the idea of Stitches into a Stukov puddle to keep them from using abilities. On the other side of the equation, we do go ahead and have Jaina and Lucio coming out. That does mean that both sides have picked their healer, but there is no tank on the side of Bad by Design. So we do actually have the Anubrak being banned out in response. Says you don't have a tank yet. This tank is punishing. Can keep people in place for a very long time, and both of your people really punish people who can't move. A zombie wall comes up, then Blizzard just hits in the middle of the zombies while people can't move. It is a bad thing. So let's just go ahead and have the most stuntastic tank taken right out of the game. Get out of here. Hanzo is going to be the ban on the side of Bad by Design, or Banned by Design as the case may be. But obviously you can shoot arrows into there, and they don't have either DPS yet, so they say we can't. They already have a tank and a healer. It's either a DPS or an offlaner, and they choose a DPS. Neither side is actually taking their DPS, yes, unless then Zebo's going to be the offlaner. I meant offlaner.
Where will we end up this time?
Okay, we have Lost Vikings being picked up on the side of a new Barak. So interesting map for it. Gonna have a very, very hard time controlling the shrines, but honestly, when you take Vikings, you're not trying to control the shrines, you're just going to run down a lane, say, I don't care about the objective, all I have to do is make sure that you can't, because that's the thing, if your 4-man just controls one lane, there you go, Sony's gonna be coming out and being like, you know what, your Vikings are little and pop like pellets? I don't know why pellets pop, don't ask. Alright, let me go and get the predictions set up because we're about to be getting into it. Alright, went ahead and did that. You guys, I got a reprieve from listening to me for a few seconds, but it is over now. Sylvanas coming out. I love that skin. That skin is adorable. So, definitely the 4-man push comp. Falstad and Sylvanas will just beat stuff down, so they'll just kind of roam around the map while the Vikings get them soaked. On the other side, a very, hey, you can't move, and you explode comp coming out from the Muradin, setting people up for the zombie wall, and the Jaina just blizzards down upon it. And then Althena just lets them move around. Very interesting drafts. We'll have to see what happens because of it. But with that being said, let's get into the game. Look forward to it. I know I am. That is the wrong intro. I forgot to change that out. Whoopsie! And it looks like we have the super ugly tracer lines going on. So, boop, boop. So as we go ahead and come into the game, on the side of a new Barack Obama coming in the Cyan, we do have Ghost Pants playing the Falstad. Bishop Mist is on that Sylvanas. We do have Soul Shepherd coming in on the Stotches. Polka Flute is going to be on Stukov. Angry Panda is going to be playing Olaf the Stout. Eric the Angry Panda is going to be playing Eric the Swift. And Angry Panda is playing Baylog the Stout.
Fight well.
Fierce, Baylog the Fierce. I was like, that does not sound right. We do go ahead and have Captain Crowley playing Nazebo over on the orange side of the battlefield. Nathendra is on the Jaina. Althene is playing that Lucio. Slice is up here on the Dwarf Man himself, Muradin. And meanwhile, up at the top lane, we do have Poppin' Fresh playing the Sonya. So people are moving around. It does look like the 4-man has initially come down to the bottom lane. That's interesting because the threat of the 4-man actually made Sylvanas not want to cheese. Never mind, Sylvanas on that team. Never. I'm smart. I actually forgot what skin she was in. I was like, I don't see her on that one because none of them look gross and undead. But you know what? Oh well, that's okay. We do have people moving through. There is a 3-man defense down here. Meanwhile, we do have Sonya up top, just pushing the heck out of some Vikings. Nazebo in the middle, just going ahead and being like, I got stacks, I got fast stacks. Gathering Storm is, interesting, Gathering Storm. I don't see that one very much. You just see Frequent Flyer. On the other side, we do go ahead and have Perfect Storm. So, Gathering Storm versus Perfect Storm, fight! Angry Panda has to run away, almost getting taken out by that Nazebro in the middle. But meanwhile, we have a different dwarf, a much bigger dwarf being taken out in the bottom lane, I presume, because I didn't see it in either places I jumped to.
Hero slain. Capture the shrines. Inherit the Dragon Knight's power, and lay waste to this forsaken kingdom.
Alright, would you go ahead and have that Giant being pulled out saying, hey Giant, guess who's not gonna get to do anything? Poor Giant just get the crap kicked out of him by the orange team, and then walks out and gets shut down by Sylvanas and gets the crap kicked out of him without even being able to fight back by the Cyan team. Oh, but there's a good... Lucio goes ahead and does the little shuffle bump right out of there. Did not... Got hooked, but managed to get out of it very wisely and very well. But this should be an advantage over to the side of a new Barack Obama. It is 4 versus 5, and they're just pushing on here. And Lathander takes a lot of damage, down to about half health. Slice as well, but of course Slice will heal that back up with second wind. Div Nazebo takes out a quarter of a kill up in this form of Olaf the Stout. Meanwhile, up top, Sonya is having to deal with 2 Vikings. Every single time I say the Vikings, I think of that voice line from Tracer in her intro where she's like, I found some Vikings! I can't do an British impression. I'm sorry, I'm not very good at the British accents. We should miss taking a little bit of damage. Slice all up on top, but Slice is actually the one taking more of the damage. The rest of the team, Slice, yeah, I'm sorry, my dwarven friend, but you are fighting 4 versus 3. Going out that far may not have been the best idea. I think they thought Ghost Pants actually moved up, and it wasn't just that close. So they said, okay, it's 3 versus 3, let's go out, let's do damage while we can. But the sneaky bird was actually just hoovering in the bush. Because birds are very good at hoovering. The Thunder goes ahead and gets hooked and just gets exploded. And just like Ghost Pants is like, I'm gonna sit here, I'm taking this out. Oh, wait, never mind. Nice little barrel roll out to avoid the zombie wall. No zombies for the bird. No Stormbolt stacks yet, but they are up to 9 stacks on Perfect Storm so far. Gathering Storm almost finished though, very critically. Surprising, usually people are pretty good about avoiding that. But they may not have noticed it because, like I said, it's not a normal talent. And another... This Stitches? Soul Shepherd? Like, calm down, my friend. Oh my goodness. We do go ahead and have one of the Vikings in the Drugan Knight. Let's go ahead and get in there with, once again, Mr. Stout. Eric moves down to the middle lane, popping fresh up here. But the Dragon Knight says, I just want this Moonwell. And we'll definitely get it. Meanwhile, down below, this is where the real action is. We have the 4-man push. It does look like it's falling back. There is Slice going ahead and landing a hammer. Alright, Slice goes ahead and gets knocked right on out. Soul Shepherd goes in, and we do have Sonya out here down the line, in the bottom lane, going ahead and taking care of this. This does mean that there's no one soaking in mid, and that Dragon Knight finally goes down up top. Olaf backs off just for a second. I see that is Baylog. Olaf is right here. I do know the names, I promise. I see B-Med in chat, and B-Med would absolutely slaughter me if I did not get the Viking names correctly. Oh, Poppin' Fresh being a little bit, Sonya being aggressed upon. Actually almost ran into all 3 Vikings, did realize the third one was there, and decided to go ahead and shoot over this way. Well predicted. Fear the Banshee Queen indeed. We do have Sylvanas leading the way. It's going to be a battle, but it's definitely a battle that the Orange Giants will not be winning. Meanwhile, we do go ahead and have, I think that is Eric. I don't actually know their pictures as well. I just know their icons, but I think that Eric got taken down. Dwarf versus dwarf action. Although technically the Vikings aren't dwarves, but I kind of think they are because they're tiny. That's interesting that Angry Panda, I guess they said split out. We'll go ahead and have the 4-man come up and deal with this. They do go ahead and lose it. Looks like, no, they actually saved one of the towers. I did not think there was any real chance they'd be able to do that. So with that being said, we do have Angry Panda in the middle, moving 2 of the Vikings out to deal with this Sonya. So I was like, Olaf's just sort of sitting there. I don't know if these are safe. We do go ahead and Althene and the Thunder down here going ahead and taking over this camp. He's going to be converted to the side of Bad by Design.
Blue team has destroyed a fort.
Meanwhile, up top, it's funny I didn't look at the minimap, but I was like, I wonder where all the blue people are, and then like a bronze nub, I didn't look at the minimap to find out. They did go and take out the top fort. Meanwhile, we do have Ghost Pants down here trying to hold this back. It does look like significant damage. The entire front wall is going to go down to this aggression. Soul Shepherd comes in, but they do have a dwarf in his belly. Dwarf toss right ahead out there, and looks like Poker Flute is going to go ahead and be Poker deleted. There is the ult out. We do have the Spooky Ghost slapping around. Soul Shepherd, you are being slapped. What are you going to do? The Zebo does go ahead and take out Sylvanas, but there is a double kill onto just a lot of near dwarves, an actual dwarf and a fake dwarf. So Bad by Design gets a significant advantage out of that one, for sure. And they're just pushing in. We've got the wave. We've got the power. Angry Panda in the middle. Olaf saying, I'm not going to let anyone channel this. Poppin' Fresh says, oh yeah? You have died for your devotion? Oh, okay. Apparently my call of death was a little bit premature. With that being said, Angry Panda is up here going to deal with Poppin' Fresh. Poppin' Fresh is going to retake this one. So it does look like we've got the heftiest of the dwarves down. Slice goes ahead and stuns the Sylvanas. There is a massive range hook. Does go and catch the Jaina. Ghost Panda goes ahead and uses the Gust in order to isolate everyone, and that is going to be a dead Frost Mage.
Hero slain. Hero slain.
Double counter kill up top. 2 of the 3 Vikings are down. Poppin' Fresh down pretty low, but the last Viking definitely does not have enough health to deal with that. It's going to come down here, and I'll actually stop Althine. Ghost Panda moves up here. Sonya, I was going to say can't deal with that, but we do have Lucio moving up in order to help them take care of that. Ghost Panda is going to fall back. That's Ghost Pants? There's a panda in this game? I got confused. Alright, Slice very low. Is second winding right back up. And with that being said, we do go ahead and have everything moving through very nicely. Captain Crowley going ahead and clearing out the bottom lane. It does look like the Giants will be picked up one more time for Bad by Design. Meanwhile, up here in the mid lane, Sylvanas moves in, shuts down a tower, but does have to back off as Poppin' Fresh shows up. Says, I got a spear with your name on it. Meanwhile, big fight going down here. Slice goes in. Soul Shepherd is the target of aggression. Does actually get walled in by Nazebo, but there is a Gust to keep everyone out. Soul Shepherd is very, very, very low. Is going to be driven back. Fresh is coming up here to the off lane in order to deal with this. Looks like the Vikings are not going to try to test this. 2 of them are in the mid lane. Meanwhile, there is another push in happening back here. 4 versus 4 action. We do have a dwarf inside the belly of the beast. Do they have dwarf leap? They do not, and we do have Murden going down. Althine being the second kill. A little bit of an isolation. There was a mind control that kind of pushed Lucio slightly out of position. That is going to give advantage to a new Barak.
Hero slain.
Oh, Poppin' Fresh, I'm sorry. Nice leap. Catches a lot of people, but like leap, unfortunately, does not one-shot. So, bit of a problem. We do have Captain Crowley and Jaina coming up here, but that's still a bad outnumber. Ghost Pants goes ahead and hearths right on back home. We're on the middle. We do have Sylvanas leading the charge. They do shut down the building and are just taking the offense out, waiting for their wave to get there. And they do have the backup of the Dragon Knight, currently being occupied by Eric the Swift. Slice moves in, goes ahead and body blocks the Dragon Knight. But there is the great mind control and says, okay, your body blocking, now your body abducting. Does get pushed out right on top of that Hush Puddle. Althina comes in there and saves Slice's life. Goes and says, we're leaving. Every dwarf a musician for themselves?
I have seen enough. For now. Hero slain.
Third kill onto a Viking. We are up to 9 kills to 5 in favor of Anubara. The Thunderer takes a lot of damage. Oh, actually Cat gets caught by the hook. I thought she was safe. I was incorrect. Slappy Ghost is out, but a nice protective hook goes and pulls everyone out of the action. So if I give they've got 24 seconds before their full team is back up. They are operating without that Jaina. There's another mind control, and we do have the dwarf being pulled out of position. Althea tries to go in and save them, they just can't. It's interesting because the mind control is acting like a lesser hook, but it has almost no cooldown either. They just continuously pull people into the team and excommunicate them. Actually, I guess you have to have a white man on your team to excommunicate you, so I need a different word. Speaking of a different word, how about slaughter? Because we do have Althea just absolutely taken out by the Lucio. it does look like we're going to go ahead and have a new Barak moving out of the area. I'll go ahead and take this giant camp. Hop and Fresh moves up here. We do have about a 2-level advantage on the side of a new Barak.
Another chance to prove yourself. Do not squander.
The thing about it is that as long as Bad by Design can make it to 20, and we get to the point where soak is not as important, they will start to get an advantage because the Vikings do struggle a little bit more in team fight situations when it's 5-on-5. Not to say the Vikings aren't good in a 5-on-5 situation, but they just pop. So, like, the ability to engage and hold people in place whenever you're not having spread out is going to be very, very critical, but there is going to be a significant, about 11.5 period of time, where a new Barak has level 20 and Bad by Design does not.
Hero slain.
Lucio takes another. Hop and Fresh up here, dealing with this. There is a little, that feels premature. Pop and Fresh goes in and leaps out. Is going to survive. No one is actually, oh, okay. I was like, no one's defending middle. Once again, we have the hook and the mind control of just being, you can't send just one person against this team or this happens.
Now it burns.
Very cinematic. I am such a goof. Okay, here we have everyone going in. They are looking at bottom port. That is the victory condition port. They have 30 seconds before the tank comes back. The tank comes back the very next day. He's backing off a little bit. I really feel like this is when they need to press their advantage. They actually want lane pressure. They're not going for core just yet. They say 20 seconds is not enough for us to get this.
The red team's core is in peril.
Dragon Knight does get taken out, and Panda falls back. 5 seconds until we have the dwarf. Slappy Ghost does come out in order to just drive them off, and it's going to be very successful. They do run away. They're all afraid of ghosts. Ghosts are terrifying. This will be Ghost down for about a minute and a half. Level 20s on both sides. We do go ahead and have checkpoint reached. I'm gonna have to wait. We've got another. Man, this combo is just so effectively done. I definitely foresee a Stitches ban in the next game. It has been so critical in just unlocking wins. And there we go again. There we go again. They do get a kill onto false head, but it may not be enough. It is 4 versus 5 as they go ahead and push in here. But no, they back off. It's 4 versus 5, but one of our 4 is the Vikings, who, like, they excel at putting pressure all over the map. They don't excel necessarily at grouping up to punch a core. So that's not something we're going to see. Alright, so speaking up real quick, let me make sure that this indicator I have is not relevant.
It won't be long before the shrines are ready for the taking.
Nope. It was kind of a situation, but not anything I have to deal with right now. I always get worried whenever I get a notification ping during a cast. I'm like, oh, what is that? Is there something terrible happening? So with that done, we do have a lot of people in the middle. It looks like another Dragon Knight is up and ready to go.
My husband is dead. Remind this kingdom of his strength. The flame cleanses all.
I have way too much fun with the camera. This looks like it should be the death push, but we'll just have to see. Dragon is not leading the way. Nice scout of that bush with the hook. Surprise! What are they? Where are you guys going? I have questions. If I do end up interviewing them, someone to remind me to ask them why they just randomly ran to the bottom middle of the map in the final push. That's one of those things that if it happened in like a different game, I'd be like, this AI is buggy as heck. What is it attacking? Slappy Ghost comes out. The Dragonite is actually almost gone before hardly anything was done. That is impressive. Slappy Ghost is still out. It does look like we're going to have kill onto Balon. Soul Shepherd almost gone, but Poppin' Fresh actually does get taken out. Does not quite get the leap out. Like, I hate to say it, but I really feel like Bad by Design needs to, when they have everyone up, just run in. Their entire enemy comp is dependent on hooking people or mind controlling people and blowing them up. So just go at them, have the whole team run in. Obviously, you do run into the problem of the gust when that happens, but like what they're doing right now is not working, and it looks like they may not get another chance. This Ghost Pants is leading the charge. They're going into the core right now. 3 of the defending players are gone. This looks like it will probably be the end of the game. So with that being said, we do have everyone just kind of moving in. Oh, they were Sonya hunting. That makes more sense. We're down to 30%. Lethiandra will be the final tribute of the game as the core goes down. I love that boulder in the middle. So with that being taken care of, we do go ahead and have quite a bit of attention. I don't necessarily like going over the healing numbers or the numbers because different comps are not designed to do the absolute biggest most damage. But here we have the numbers. We do have Pokerflute doing 58,000, Lucio doing 41,000. In terms of that fat deeps, we do have Nazebo and Falls Head basically tying. That's actually a difference of like 130 or something very close to it. Don't ask me to do caster math. I can't. So Finals coming in right behind that with 50,000. And we do have the Experience. Lost Vikings to the surprise of no one leading the way. Oh, so I have some good news for those of you that bet for Bad by Design. We did end up having that match being taken for a new Barack Obama, but nobody voted for a new Barack Obama, and my personal stand is that it doesn't do me any good to have like the points go to the ether, so I'm just going to delete that bet. If no one stands to win, then no one loses. Basically, the other way to think of it is that if Bad by Design had won, you would just get your points back and no one bet against you. So it only makes sense that if you lose and no one bet against you, all you stood to win was your own points back, so I can at least say you also lose nothing. Looking at the talents, if you want to copy them down, go for it. If you want to like jot them down, if you want to flame them, if you want to praise them, if you want to adore them, go right there. But it looks like we have the next game up and ready to go. So I'll see you in just a second when we launch into that game. Don't go anywhere. This series continues to be a action-packed bonanza of yay. So we'll see that momentarily. Hello, 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 and welcome to Volskaya Industries. Even though the name of the map is Volskaya Foundry, the announcement lied to us all. We are going to go ahead and get into the game just now. As you can probably see up at the top, we are going to go ahead and have the first pick and first ban actually over on the side of a new Barack Obama. I think they're on that side. I can never remember if I'm mirrored or not. So, but I think it's over there. So obviously that means this map pick was on the side of Bad by Design. They did choose map pick instead of first pick. Stukov want to be banned out. Do I have a Stitches? Can I have a Stitches? Come on! I believe in the Stitches. Indeed, definitely Stitches was the playmaker and the tier maker in the last series. And do not blame them at all for not wanting this character around. So, second ban. Interesting that they actually banned the Stukov, because they actually took the Stukov last time. That means they planned something. The new Barak is going to be the ban out. They said, yeah, we still don't want you to have a super stunny tank. A super stunny tank. So the other question, Stukov is gone, and so is Stitches. The big... Are they going to get rid of the Sylvanas? Want to get rid of the Mind Control as well? Possibly another Viking? Or possibly take out the Vikings? Or will you repeat a pick from the first time around? I don't know, but we're going to find out in about 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. No, they get rid of the Malfurion? That is not one of the options I gave? What the heck? So we do have Bishop Mist. Going to go ahead and take the Junkrat. Was banned out last time, though not as critical in this map. You don't have to stand in one small place, so the mines aren't as effective. We do go to have Death Knight Sonya once again be the pick for Pop and Fresh, and then Althene takes the old man Deckard Cain. Brightwing comes out of Poke Flute, and then Soul Shepherd. I'm sorry, every single time I see the name Soul Shepherd, I always immediately think of Mass Effect. I am Soul Shepherd, and this is my favorite map in the Nexus. So we do go ahead and have Brightwing and Johanna, the tank and the healer, being locked out. Will you see the TLV taken out? Okay, I love that in chat. Every map is like, no, they take out the Sylvanas, take out the Mind Control, so TLV are still up if we want to see a new Brock go that route. And the Dibbles, seeing that they did not have a tank yet. So looking to what they've got, they're going to need a pretty engage-heavy tank. Someone to hold them in place for the root of the Decker, because the Decker root is not the most reliable. And I disagree. Blackhearts is not a good TLV map because Blackhearts is a bad map for everyone. F that map. May is going to be the pick because they did take out the Diablo. Very, very interesting. Kind of an interesting mesh between aggressive and defensive. Can definitely be a playmaker. And they do have Lathandra. Lathandra taking the Rainer. Not going to be on the Jaina this time. Angry Panda gets on Mr. Blaze. Now, do we have it? Do we have it? Do we have it? Nope, they do go with Kills the Zod. I'm trying to remember his quote. Minion servants, creatures of the cold dark, obey the call of Kills the Zod. It's something like that. It's very, very close. So it's usually we have Kel'Thuzad versus Mephisto, the death mages. But we're going to the game right now. That means my amazing and beautiful face will be disappearing from your screen. Hopefully you all got your fill because you will not see it anymore. So, coming into the map, coming in on the side of the Cyan team, we have Ghost Pants on the Kel'Thuzad, Master of the Cold Dark. We do go and have Angry Panda on that Blaze, heating up that Cold Dark for the rest of the team. We do have the Sonya or the Johanna being played by Soul Shepherd. Bishop Mist is going to be on the Jungarat, and then Poker Flute on Nightwing. On the other side of the battlefield, we do go ahead and have Lathendra is playing the Jimmy Raider. Slice is on the other Mistress of the Cold Dark. Actually, I think Mace would be the Light Dark. We do have Mephisto being played by... can't see, Captain Crowley. Slice on the best mount, the Happy Crab mount, playing that May. And down the bottom lane, we do have Poppin' Fresh bouncing around on Sonya. Miss Ho herself. So with that being taken care of, we do have everyone kind of moving into the map. Soul Shepherd does take a little bit of damage. Backs off. Actually, looks heckin' okay. That damage just kind of fell right off, if you ask me, and you should, because I know what I'm talking about. We do go ahead and have... oh, GG, I missed. There's a nice Ghost Pants. Go ahead and take it down. We'll go ahead and get the... talents up. We do go ahead and have Laws of Hope for the Johanna. New Habits on the Blaze. Interesting field study. Not one I see all the time. You bet on red if you want to, but remember, anyone actually bets on blue and they win, you don't get it back. Everyone's moving back and forth. Slice looking for an opportunity, ready to go in. You know, we do have the... I like that both Jimmy Ray and Junkrat do the, like, sneaky swoop. Like, oh, I don't want them to know what I'm doing, but both of them do it at the exact same time. Sonya does come up in order to help Jimmy. Why can't we be friends? Why can't we be friends? So we have a tentative engagement up here. There's another nice two-man stun. A lot of damage onto Kel'Thuzad, Master of the Cold Death, more like the Cold Dark, because, you dead, buddy? With that being taken care of, we do go ahead and have everyone kind of moving in right here. Right about here. With that being said, we do go ahead and have... nice rotations going back and forth. No one really pushing into anything. Both of the side camps being left well enough alone. Although that one's actually taken. I missed that. Are they going to try and actually invade their opponents? Because they should be going over there right now. Yeah, B-Met, I have a question for you, actually. What are you doing betting against TLB in the previous matchup? You're like, yo, Poppin' Fresh. I'm like, Poppin' Fresh is on the Sonya? Betrayer of Hope? With that said, we go ahead and have Poppin' Fresh. Speaking of Poppin' Fresh being aggressed upon in the middle. There is the nice, beautiful, beautiful combo. There's Lathendra getting bounced back. Does go ahead and drop. Does get the turret down at least. That is not taken by their opponents. Look at all these beautiful, beautiful cherry flavored goodness in the middle here. Ghost Pants taking a lot of damage. Slice is hot on their trail, but Ghost Pants will actually survive and get away. Let some survive. Jimmy Ray is back on the battlefield. Alright, we do have Soul Shepherd being hit by the Sonya. Sonya is currently blind. Captain Crowley is in the back line. Meanwhile, the percent is being gathered by Bad by Design. Up to 40% so far. Nowhere else being taken out. We do have a 5-on-5 engagement. A lot of damage on the Brightwing, but there is some nice screening keeping the Brightwing alive. Soul Shepherd down to about 50%, but so is Slice. And it just looks like that is going to be a disengage. Angry Panda misses the charge and actually gets knocked down by half health. The turrets go ahead and do a lot of damage. Captain Crowley dives in. We do go ahead and have a kill onto Johanna. It is 1-for-1 in this particular engagement. In fact, granted, this engagement's gone on for like 3 minutes. Angry Panda. Like, I'm not sure where you're going. Was going down the bottom lane, but went like through the enemy team. Did survive though, so I guess that's what really matters. It does look like the Protector is moving towards mid lane. Are they just doing some damage as they move past, or are they actually they're actually pushing for mid lane? This is not. There are 3 accepted ways to play this map. This is not, or 2 accepted ways to play this map. This is not either of them. We've got a new meta coming out. The meta of Confuse Your Caster. Stop trying to go up there. My mouse is rebelling. My mouse is revolting. Alright, some extra experience. We do have about 75% of the way up to level 10 on the side of Bad by Design. And with that being taken care of, we do go ahead and have Ghost Pants moving through. Bishop Mist and Soul Shepherd doing a little bouncy bounce. Speaking of bouncy bounce, it looks like Poppin' Fresh going to go ahead and secure his team a turret. Or possibly her team, I don't know. I know some of the, I know specifically some of the players are female, like Slice and Alfine, but I'm not positive about the other ones. So that is a 2-for-0 in favor of Bad by Design. Definitely looking like we're going to get ourselves a game 3. Maybe a little bit too early to call that, but we are at 4 kills to 1 in favor of their infernal badness. Meanwhile, they say, you know what? The third Protector is usually what wins the game. Let's just not even have a lane for it to go through. Start taking out what we can. Just like they're going to pull back. Are they making a beeline for that healing bacon? I bet they are. I mean, if it was me, that's what I'd be doing for sure. Alright, here we have the fight going on. We do have Soul Shepherd doing a lot. Everyone is currently off the point. That is surprising. Alfina is on there. Here's everyone. Beautiful, beautiful explosion. Catches a lot of people. Kel'Thuzad is just going to town on this point. A lot people can't move out of it, but it does look like the Healing Beacon is secure. Plus, not Bad by Design. We do have a 2-for-2 so far. Dead even fight, but oh, actually, okay, Crowley does get the Healing Beacon. Does like Ghost Pants is going to pay the price. That does get the advantage to Bad by Design. Angry Panda's taking a lot of damage, but he's going to go ahead and pull back. You have a nice, like, controlled cast where everything is going on the way you want it to, and then that happens and you sound like the Micro Machines announcer.
I'm starting up an access terminal.
Alright, top access terminal is coming up and online. That wasn't redundant, I don't know what you're talking about. Up and online are totally different words. Slice just goes in and sidesteps that little thing.
Access terminal online. Secure it to activate the protector.
Alright, there goes ahead, and we did have the engage coming out of that shield. Slice got hit, but really no lasting damage. Slice is down to about half health. There is a wonderful Death of Sleep, getting a lot of people, followed up by the Mei Ice Wall, catching 2 more. A lot of damage being done to Panda and Soul Shepherd. Unfortunately, they actually got the most vulnerable targets to be inside the sleep. We do have Slice in the backline. There is a lot of damage to Kel'Thuzad. There is the Dorito comes out. Dorito catches 2 people. There is a bunker out. But it just looks like both Kel'Thuzad and Brightwing are going the path of not being alive. We're up to about 80% in terms of the Volskaya Protector. Trigloff Protector, if I want to use its correct name. I actually know the lore, guys, I promise. And with that being said, we can go ahead and have everyone moving through. Alright, there's a big ol' explosion as everything is taken out. We do have the Protector moving in, doing a heckin' punch to this particular fortification. They've already got the bottom one down, so walking all the way down there taking damage is not something they're interested in doing. We're going to go ahead and knock this one down. They do go ahead and get that and start to back away. Soul Shepherd takes a huge amount of damage. May have been a little bit too aggressive. Johanna does go down. They're moving into Ghost Pants. They say Master of the Cold Death one more time. Let's see if we can get him. Not quite. Does manage to go ahead and walk it, and then he walked away. I can't believe that actually hit. Ghost Pants, I am sorry for catching that on stream.
The Protector has been destroyed. Our technicians will analyze its combat data.
Alright, here's everyone else kind of moving through across. That's what I said. Right now, it does look like the defense of the keep will... No, May... It's close. May wants it. Oh my gosh, somebody sneezed on it. Okay, there we go. The keep does go down. May almost goes down as well, but instead it is Kel'Thuzad one more time. Slice? Slice went on an adventure? Speaking of adventure, he comes along. Oh, fantastic. Great job. Papa Verse goes ahead and just knocks that right out. Wonderful to see. As we move over here, go ahead and say, I kind of want this. What is going on with this point? Oh yeah, 18 seconds? It wasn't showing us anything? I know that's a bug that happens sometime, but it's still, every time I see it, I'm like, wait, did someone, like, delete that camp? Alright, no actual fight over this point. I thought we were gearing up for something. We do have an advantage for Bad by Design right now. They are 2 levels up. That means they're 8% health and 8% spell damage more. Yeah, Spirit of the Riptire was amazing. I forget that basically one-shots it. We'll have to keep that in mind in the future. Alright, we do have a root. Unstoppable does come out. A little bit of damage onto Johanna. But the real point is, once again, they have decided Ghost Pants is the one that needs to die. But Ghost Pants survives. There's a wall coming up. If the wall does catch one person, Soul Shepherd goes down. They are looking for another engagement. Angry Panda goes ahead and falls back with very little health. Kevin Cody is going around, does take out the blaze. Ghost Pants is once again down to almost nothing. It is 5 versus 3 in favor of Bad by Design. Bad by Design, surprisingly enough, says we want this middle location.
Red team has destroyed the fort.
Meanwhile, there are catapults on core, but they're not. They're coming around, but this will get cleaned up before they can get there.
Blue team's fort.
Alright, and they are rotating around. I'm assuming eventually making their way down here. Here they come moving through, looking for an opportunity. Right, this is being occupied by the old man, Deckard Cain. Crowley moves forward, does some relatively free damage with the teleport. Obviously can take some damage, but not as much. %33% on the point. They do have their level 20s. They are going to take Ignore Pain, Perfect Gems, Duskwing, Mimic, and Shatter. Speaking of taking, they're going to go ahead and pick up this turret as well. Looks like the healing camp is going to be picked up over here. But by the time they get it moved down, they'll have another tree cloth moving through either the bottom lane or it might rotate all the way around. But they just want 20. They don't even care about the healing. Seeing their opponents aren't around, they are pushing in. Treeclop is on the way. Treeclop is on the way. I'm sorry, I shouldn't sing so much, but I love it. Alright, here comes a lot of attention being paid. They do go ahead and do the stutter step around, or appears to be in the Treeclop. There's another Riptire. Riptire does get knocked back by the Raider right before it detonates, which does reduce. Oh, actually, it doesn't have the level 20 cooldown anyway. And then we have once again Raider takes out the Skeletal Mages, or the main Skeletal Mage, not the Zul ult. Ice Wall comes up. We do have Poker Flute and Johanna being isolated. They are moving in. The Projector only has one person in it. They are going in for core. We want to make this into a game 3. Game 2 looks like it's closing very, very short. The shields are being damaged. The paint is getting scratched. And there we go, with game number 1 going the way of Bad by Design, going 17 kills to 3. Future opponents take note. Bad by Design super good on this map. Oh my goodness. But with that being taken care of, we are going to go into game number 3. Everyone look forward to it. I insist. Alright, looking at stats real quick. We do have in terms of healing, actually almost identical. Pocket Flute winning out by like 2,000 over the course of a 16-minute game, which is hardly anything. So very well done from Pocket Flute. We do go ahead and have Damage Leader being Bishop Mist on the Junkrat. Captain Crowley and Sonya coming in 2nd and 3rd. And then we do have the Experience coming out of Sonya leading the way, popping fresh. And then Mephisto and Angry Panda. Here are the talents. Copy them down. Love them. Live them. Pick them in your games or don't. Live your best life. With that being said, we will go ahead and move into game number 3, so look forward to that. Also, someone's getting points. Hello everyone, welcome to game number 3. I kind of forgot to update the score before the last game, so it said 0-0, but it actually was. We did have game number 1 was won on the side of a new Barack Obama. Game number 2 was won by Bad Design, and that's why we're in a game 3, in case those of you that don't understand how a best of 3 works, because you've been living under a rock. With that said, we do go ahead and have first ban going over to the side of Bad by Design, because this map was chosen by a new Barack Obama. So we'll have to see what they take out. BMed is here to tell you that this is a good map for the Lost Vikings. My hair? Hair? Could you not? Would certainly appreciate that. Okay, we do have the Junkrat being banned out first. Once again, Junkrat is banned out. And Stugolf continues to be taken. Now, here's something that scares me. Have they forgotten the stitches? They are no longer first banning the stitches, and I definitely feel like that is something that did well for them previously. We do have the silver, so they are in fact leaving stitches available. Is that actually, did they not forget? Are they planning on first picking the stitches? That's also a possibility. Being first pick basically gives you a third ban in a lot of ways. Oh. Stockholm Syndrome has a super interesting. Do you know the hidden history of Stockholm Syndrome? Because it's kind of dark and shitty, to be honest. For those of you that don't know, Stockholm Syndrome isn't really a thing, or more correctly, the first case where it came from, which is where there was a woman that had been held captive by bank robbers for several days, and was basically like, yeah, the police are incompetent and they don't know what the heck they're doing, and we were put in danger because they didn't want to actually even talk to the guy. They were like, oh, she's just been with the criminal for too long, she has Stockholm Syndrome. No, he never even talked to her. He basically said that because she was talking shit about him, and so instead of answering her actually pretty valid complaints, he was just like, she's in love with a criminal, and everyone just like ate it up. So, yep, every time someone mentions Stockholm Syndrome, I like instinctively have to tell that story. Now that said, that's not to say, I don't know if it goes so far to say Stockholm Syndrome doesn't exist, just that that particular instance was bullshit. So with that said, we do go ahead and Deckard, Sonya, and Raynor, and then Hogger and Lucio. So both offlaners, both healers, neither tank. We have Diablo take it out one more time. So we will go ahead and not see Diablo in the next game. Yeah, I was a psychology major in college, and I keep up with all of this stuff. Actually, fun fact, if you ever want to ask me offline, it's a long story, but being a psychology major actually significantly messed me up in a super interesting story. Yuck. Okay, we do have tanks being banned on both sides. They do not want to see the Johanna over in the very capable hands of Soul Shepherd, and then Slice is not going to get to play her Diablo. It is, that's the problem. You can say Stockholm Syndrome and everyone knows what it is. So it's like, I use it too, but I always like have that caveat of, yeah, I know it's malarkey.
This galaxy shall suffer.
This galaxy shall shuffer? Did I say shuffer? So do go ahead and have the Angraponda is going to be the Skeleton King, which to be fair, Leoric is also black and white based, so he's kind of panda. We do have the Barak. This is just kind of like Team Evil and Lucio right now. Team Evil and their DJ walking around kicking babies and things, and Lucio's back here like singing is basically the Sir Robin. Ghastly, ghastly evil, we're walking around the realm. We're doing a slice. Once again, be on May, and Captain Crowley gonna be back on the Mephisto, and then the bad man. So this literally is Team Evil versus. I'm not gonna call them Team Good. It's Team Evil plus Lucio versus Team Good plus Mephisto. But we're going in. We'll go ahead and start the prediction, and you will once again lose sight of my alluring and amazing face. I'm sorry. Try not to go into withdrawal. It's going to be okay, I promise. And coming into the game, representing the blue side, the
Yourselves for battle, heroes.
Battalion of Bruising. We do have Angry Panda on the Leoric, Space Lord Mother Leoric. We have Poke Flute on the Lucio, Ghost Pants on Hoggard of the Infinite Bounce, Bishop Mist is coming on the Bad Man, and we have Soul Shepherd coming on a new Barak. On the other side, in the
Begins in 10 seconds.
Commander Cyan. Nope, that's orange crap. I'm terrible. In the
3,
I don't know the overwhelming orange. We do go and have Slice once again on the crab mount, playing May. Lysandra on the Raider one more time. Althena is on the old man Deckard Kern, and Captain Crowley is once again on Mephisto. Is this the exact same draft as last time with Pop and Fresh on Sonya? I think this might be completely unchanged. It's always interesting when someone can win a map and then their opponents don't ban out anything that they used. They're like, go ahead and try that. We don't need to ban it out. We can beat you. Also, wow, no one in chat actually supports the new Barak, and no one putting any points towards them. The Giga Rude. Alright, Ghostman, Soul Shepherd, and Poke Flute going ahead and bouncing back and forth. Althena, Captain Crowley, Slice, and Lysandra. Looks like we'll go ahead and have the Impaler Camp started up. No answering Impaler Camp on the side of a new Barack Obama. Meanwhile, Leoric being left up alone is starting the double soak game. The double soak dance. You can double soak if you wanna. So I actually really like a new Barak into Sonya as a matchup, because as long as you can land the spooky hand, you win, and that swing can almost guarantee you landing it. Like, obviously Sonya can just avoid the spooky hand, it's a thing. Alright, Sonya actually tried to slow that down for just a bit. Actually, it's interesting. It looks like we've got the Impaler coming into the side, a flanker camp, but actually the big issue down here, Ghost Pants is almost gone. It's interesting that we have Leoric. They already had a Hogger, but they said no. We want the Hogger in the 4-man. And we'll go ahead and see what they want to do with that. Looks like they don't actually lose anyone, so it is 1-0 in favor of Bad by Design. Meanwhile, we do have Althene and Raynor taking over this Impaler camp down here. The Khazra shall walk again. So we're gonna have a mortar shrine to start us out. Meanwhile, Hogger goes ahead and gets aggressive on a little bit, but goes ahead and walks on out of there. Says, yeah, I have no interest in fighting this. Speaking of no interest, Slice, are you sure? I love the Moxie, but... Alright, I'm like, hopefully someone's going over here to help Deckard. Deckard will take 87 years to clear that by himself. Can you imagine if Deckard was a Diablo hero, just like how terrible his class would be? Be like, obviously, yes, he's a Diablo hero, but you know what I'm saying? With that being said, we do go ahead and have everyone moving into the middle. Poker Flute, Angry Panda, and it does look like this is being occupied by new Barak Obama. Slice is in trouble. There is a counter kill. Can I call it a counter kill? There's a kill coming out on the side of a new Barak Obama. Poppin' Fresh is the next weak respawn, but Angry Panda down to about not a lot of health. And with that being taken care of, we do have Kevin Crowley going in. We are up to 35 skeletal minions, so it does look like we have the Mortar Punisher coming out in favor of a new Barak Obama.
Blue team has summoned the Mortar Punisher.
Did beat the Punisher over the wall very, very effectively. Slice is going to knock that down. It actually looks like they'll get the Punisher down before any of the walls fall. I don't know. Oh, actually, Lucio was taken out. Very extremely overwhelmingly successful defense so far. You're looking at Bishop Mist. That always messes me up a little bit because Mist is my middle name. Alright, a lot of damage. Slice is going ahead and getting sliced into. Angry Panda comes in from the side and says you're not going anywhere. But the real aggression is right here. There's two people very close together. Nubrak was looking for that impale but didn't have it ready. A lot of low health bars. Captain Crowley goes in for the kill. A lot of damage on the Soul Shepherd. Soul Shepherd goes ahead and pops the shield and gets out of there. No one actually down yet. And for some reason I thought this was already up and they were fighting over the point, but they are definitely not. We are threatening level 10 on the side of Bad by Design. So with that being taken care of, we do go ahead and have everyone kind of moving through. Lysandra is going ahead and helping Alfine get rid of this Imperial camp in the middle, just painting that map red. Only one Mercenary camp remains. It does look like Hogger will secure that. Ghost Pants. Out, see Ghost Pants. Meanwhile, down here we have a lot of aggression in this bottom lane. The Impalers are advancing. Soul Shepherd goes ahead and burrows forward, but everyone backs out. No stun there. There's an Ice Wall. Ice Wall does go ahead and catch one person. Poker barely survives. Bishop Mist does go ahead and get caught in the stay on and listen, but there's like no death. However, Soul Shepherd burrows in, uses the burrow charge for an engage, and might be in a lot of trouble. Poppin' Fresh was looking for that kill, but actually gets taken out by the tower and the Tychus. The T-Twins, if you will. A lot of very low health bars, but it does look like we're going to have to go ahead and have Bad by Design retreat from this area. Meanwhile, up here we do have Leroy just aggressing in, uncontested, no one watching the top lane, so it looks like they won't get bottom, although they did have to pop Odin, which is a little bit unfortunate. Odin will not be up for the point.
Blue team has destroyed a fort.
They will go in here. There was a big rotation up to punish the Aura, and that is going to give a new Barak a lot of opportunity to go ahead and get this taken care of. And that is secured with very, very little competition on the other side. So we do have an Arcane Punisher moving in against Bad by Design in the bottom lane. Before we re-engage, we do have Stay a While, Lead, Rainers, Durance, and Ice Wall. Looks like I do not have time to read the other ones just yet. There's the Ice Wall, does catch the Tychus in the back line. They are focusing on this Arcane Punisher. The Punisher goes down. Another pretty good defense. They did lose the wall, but they did not lose the keep. They've only lost, although to be fair, Bad by Design have lost the only keep that has lost this game. There's the leap in, a lot of damage. The King comes out, gets a sleep, and as though Lucio is going to be going down. We do have another kill into Barak. Poppin' Fresh is being aggressive on. Ghost Pants wants that, and Ghost Pants will have it. Trying to get out there, but did kind of get left in the middle. But it looks like Ghost Pants will survive. Angry Panda comes out in order to interfere with the aggression, interfere with the follow-up, and that is going to be a 2-for-1 still in favor of Bad by Design. So, remember when I said the only keep that had been lost was on the side of Bad by Design? That's going to change in about 2 seconds.
Red team has destroyed the
Nice Entomb comes out. Supposed to battlefield. We do have Lethato getting very, very, very low. Tychus goes ahead and gets the kill. That is not how the lore works. I have beaten StarCraft 2. I know what's supposed to happen there. What is this? Alright, Angry Panda goes ahead and gets knocked back. Ghost Pants getting very, very low. Knocks Slice back out. A little bit of a Zony explosion. Sony is not with them, so they need to be a little bit careful about being overly aggressive, especially as Raynor is also down. It is 5-on-3 down here, but of course the longer they say, Alpha gets a 5-man sleep. A lot of damage coming out of Mephisto. Jimmy Raynor is on the battlefield, and that looks like they have scared off their opponents. Barak is fleeing in terror. Or retreating prudently, depending on who you're rooting for. Casual camps on both sides being picked up. Deckard Cain did go back to get mana. Aren't you glad that, like, real life isn't like Heroes of the Storm? Like, you finish up and you're like, I'm tired, I can't work anymore, boss. They're like, oh, well, just hearth back to the Heroes, to the Hall of Storms. Be back here in 2 minutes.
Another shrine will be ready soon.
There's a nice root and followed up by the leap. Big combo coming out. We do have Hogger being taken out. There is an Entomb kind of trying to hold people in place. There is a massive 2-person ice wall coming out. But a lot of damage onto Tychus. Tychus is being hunted down by this Mephisto. Mephisto goes ahead and zones him in to death. Angry Panda does go ahead and get caught by that, but he's going to be able to move out of the way. Soul Silver gets a lot of damage, but that is a 2-for-0 in favor of Bad by Design. We do go ahead and have, this may be the first time that we're going to have Bad by Design pick up a Protector. They are moving in on it, and their opponents are all over the map, so they may not be contesting it. The big thing about that is that this is a frozen Punisher, the best of the Punishers. So they're moving through, they're going ahead and getting this. They're already up to 22. Their opponents are nearby, but only 3 of them are in the area. Sonya is not here, though, but their opponents do not know that. We're going to figure out in just a second if they try and move in. Up to 38. Sonya came up because they thought they were aggressive, but Sonya is going to go back. She's like, I have unfinished business. Odin coming down to the back line, going to try and keep everything going on. A lot of explosions hammering this up. The front wall is gone. It is on the shrine. It is on the moonwell, I should say, not the shrine. A little bit of damage onto a Barak. They are going in. They're trying to get this keep down. Whereas their opponents are trying to keep the keep, which is not at all a confusing sentence. I don't know what you're talking about. Hogger goes ahead, is a little bit out forward. There's a leap going on. A Barak goes ahead and gets hit by that. Slice goes in, tries to get that. There is the leap coming out, and we do have Lucio getting exploded. Lucio Pancake was just made by that Sonya. There's another, oh my gosh, 2 people get caught in that leap. We do have Hogger spinning to win, or spinning to not die, I should say. Bishop Mist is actually going to get hit by the slice ball. A new Barak does get taken down. We do have a blind Tychus trying to fire away, but it's hard to hit things when you're blind. Trust me, I've tried.
Red team has destroyed a fortress.
It does look like once in. This Mephisto really, really likes killing convicts.
Hero slain.
They're going to go ahead and take the shaman camp of their opponents. They do have the top lane just pushing with continual catapults every single time. Every single time. Ah. Oh, Angry Panda needs to be careful here. Go ahead and pick up this Khazra camp with no real opposition. Still 5 seconds until Tychus comes back. Surprisingly, they are not getting more camps. They're not really pushing. So they've changed their mind. This might be an aggression. All 5 of them are here. Do they push in? That is the question. There are 4 of their opponents here. But no, they say our opponents have 20. I think they were thinking about going in before their opponents actually get 20, but they weren't quite able to. Angry Panda almost went down from that. It was very, very close. This will be able to hearth out of there. Well, okay. If they didn't cancel the heart, they would have been able to hearth out of there. Hawker is not with them, and it looks like we did have Cocoon on Maid, nothing was really accomplished. Angry Panda take a lot of damage. Entomb is out, but Entomb only kind of makes a area around the battlefield. That means Entomb will not be available when they hit 20 a little bit, but they're trying not to lose right now, so I understand it. There is another great sleep from Althine. Goes ahead and catches 4 people in it. Soul Shepherd almost out, but does survive. The keep is down, so we do have 2 keeps down. Even worse, there's no opposing catapult pressure in the bottom lane, so this thing's gonna get pushed like crazy. Bishop missed, does survive. Sonya does not. Just go in and taken out by the bad, bad man. So that is 2 for nothing in favor of a new Barak. Level 20s are picked up for all sides. Slice does avoid the Entomb, which is very important because obviously that is most likely the upgraded Entomb. No, they have not taken their talent yet. But yeah, we do got to Buried Alive, as well as Rewind, Secret Stash, House Party, and Bob and Weave. So we will have an Arcane Punisher coming out of the bottom of the map. Perfect Gems, Composite Spirit, Duskwing, Mimic, and Shatter on the other side. On the other side.
Blue team has summoned an arcane punisher.
Here it comes, guys. Da-dum. Da-dum. Stop! Alright, there it goes. Leaping the wall with the greatest of ease. Alright, Punisher gets taken on down. There is a leap catching. There's a lot of these leaps that only land on one person. I'm a bit surprised. And Ghost Panda will survive, which also surprises me, to be honest.
Blue team's core is under attack.
But the core is okay. I was not paying attention to the core. Core is down to 33%. Hello, hello, hello. Now keep in mind, they did save this. This is down to 6,000 health. Alright, here's a lot of things going through. Ghost Pants goes ahead and just gets obliterated. Soul Shepherd also in a bad place. Does go ahead and burrow through, but is not able to get out. There's the Ice Wall. Ice Wall catches that Lucio. High five away on this one, buddy. Angry Panda survives, but only just barely. We do go out of bad by design, saying, okay, we have killed 3 of them. Let's just don't worry about that. That is the only lane with the keep up, but we don't need to worry about the keep. We just need to ride tall and proud. The core is down to 33%. Only Bishop Mist and Leoric are here to defend it. GG is called by Soul Shepherd. I do agree. I don't think there's any real way this can be saved. Alright, so let me go ahead and try and set up for an interview to see if I can get anyone from Bad by Design to talk to us as they do win game number 2 and the series. One moment, guys. It'll be just a second.
Hello.
Hello, hello. All right, let me go and get to the right scene. And it sounds like we are being joined by Althene. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. I think I am, but I definitely made mistakes
It's
before.
Althene.
Althene, gosh dang it.
Yeah. No, you're good. I know. It's a weird one.
It is, and I swear I've heard it said wrong enough that I just thought that was the right way to say it.
It's been said every which way. I always like to say it's kind of like Athena, so it's just Althene.
Oh, definitely makes sense, although I guarantee you that would also confuse me.
It's all good.
It's like, oh, it's like Athena, so don't say Althene. But first of all, very much congratulations. That was an incredible
Thank you.
series.
It was a lot of fun.
Obviously super easy question to start us off, but how are you guys feeling right now?
Pretty good. We weren't sure what to expect, especially after game 1, just because like that Stitches was disgusting, and their follow up was really good. But yeah, you know, getting to game 3 is always fun, and we just feel really good.
Well, you definitely deserve to as well. 1 second, trying to get everything. There we go. So with that said, speaking of the game 1 Stitches, I do have to ask, in game number 3, you didn't ban the Stitches, which just floored me, and you also didn't take it. Were you trying to bait them in? Did you have a specific plan for Stitches, or what happened there?
More just because of it being shrines in general. As long as we were on the point, we weren't too afraid, because then we can use all, you know, the monkeys as like kind of our shields. So we were just kind of being like, either they take it or they don't. Let's just try it out. That's really about it.
So basically, you had a specific plan for it. I was just, after game number 1 and how just abusive that Stitches was.
Yeah.
When it was first banned in game number 2, I was like, yep, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's just we were definitely trying to make sure that either we had some sort of vision, or like I said, we were just using the shrine as our meat shields to handle all the hooks for us.
So looking at the series as a whole, I'm not going to go over Dragonshire. We kind of talked about it and the Stitches already. On Volskaya, that was the one map pick you had. Did you take them to Volskaya for any specific reason, or do you guys just really like that map?
We just like it. It's, I guess you could say it's kind of a comfort. We're not like particular to any map per se, but like Infernal and Volskaya kind of are just kind of I guess a little bit of a home to us. Like we're still kind of feeling how like as a team like what map we prefer. But thus far it seems to be treating us pretty well.
Oh, actually, that does remind me of one more question I did have. In game number 1, like I noticed in game 2, you like almost their entire team ended up getting banned out in one form or another. They ended up banning out the Stukov for you. You took out the Stitches and the Sylvanas, but you didn't do anything about the Vikings. And I was a little bit curious about that because Volskaya is an incredible Vikings map, and they even took out the Anubarak, which is kind of a Vikings counter.
We were, in regards to the Stukov, we were a little surprised that they banned it against us because we were planning on, it was on our docket to possibly ban. So we were surprised about that when they did it instead. In regards to the Vikings, we weren't necessarily afraid of them. They played pretty well, but it wasn't to the point that we're like, okay, this is ban worthy.
All right, definitely makes sense. The last question I had is that, or at least in terms of Volskaya, is that because you guys had a kind of a weird. I don't usually see it. You took out a tower in mid and then went bottom with the first protector. I've never really seen that before.
It was more we were fumbling. So we were fumbling a little bit, but I was also trying to give Les and Slice time to rotate to top because I mean you kind of use the protector to hard push, or you kind of use it as a distraction while other people do other things. So we were ultimately ending up doing that. I was just there at the tower, and so me being dumb was just like, I'll just take this and then rotate. So we took a lot more damage than we probably needed to, but it worked out anyway because we ended up getting bottom pretty pushed out and whatnot too.
Yeah, it definitely worked out more than I thought it would, to be honest. Because I thought
Yeah.
it was like half the protector's health taking that tower. And
Yes, and like that was definitely like all me, just like kind of fumbling as I was trying to shot call and drive at the same time. Like, don't text and drive, y'all.
And then lastly, on Infernal Shrines, first of all, am I crazy, or did you guys run the exact same comp on Infernal Shrines as you did on Volskaya?
No, you're not crazy. It was it was the exact same comp. Yes. We thought they wouldn't let us do that, so we were definitely surprised when, I really don't know how to explain it other than it was the same comp, and we were just surprised that they let us do it. We were definitely expecting the Mephisto ban, especially just because of how much Captain Crowley got, all the durances and just the amount of damage that he did at the end. But when it didn't happen, we were like, well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
It was funny. I got to game 3 and I was introducing the team, so like, wait a minute, this all sounds super familiar.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then in game 3, you did end up having to give up the first 2 Punishers. Was the team morale still pretty good through that, or did you kind of have to turn it around in late game? Because you definitely did, but I'm just wondering how you guys felt.
No, morale was fine. We made the conscious decision to just go ahead and let it go. Especially because we were taking top camp during one point. And then when Slice died anyway, we were just like, it's fine, we can defend it. It's so relatively early on that it's not too much trouble. So we weren't freaking out as much. Second Shrine was a little more are we still okay kind of deal, but after a while, it was just like, just do it, just go. We've got this, guys. It's anybody's game, and at least as of right now, with how Heroes plays, it only takes one fight. Which it almost could have been that at bottom. We overstayed our welcome, and they could have taken us out, but we escaped by, barely, with anything left, So
Yeah, I'll say most of you escaped. I don't think.
Yeah, it was only what I think it was Poppin and Crowley had died, so we were just like, uh-oh, because we definitely overstayed. We were trying to do something, but we didn't get the proper angle. So yeah, we were okay when we gave up the shrines. It could have probably been better, but it is what it is.
And then the last question I have in terms of shrines is that, oh, I just had it and then it just poofed away. But okay, the other question I always had, we'll see if that one comes back, because I always try and ask teams this. Where does the name Bad by Design come from?
It's actually the name of our raid group from Final Fantasy 14. So, Captain Crowley and Leth and I, we all play and are in the same guild that I run. And so our guild's name is Fates Design, and because like of how we die a lot and this and that, blah blah blah, we're just Bad by Design.
Right.
It's really dumb.
No, you're absolutely fine. I always like to ask that because most teams have a history of where their name came from. And
yeah.
sometimes I'll ask and I'll admit it ends up being kind of a lame. It's like, okay, Phoenix Rising Amethyst, where's your name come from? They're like, well, it's the org, and they're all...
Yeah, ours is just because, we like to die a lot and when we raid in 14, so we always said that we were bad, and then we just carried that name over into Heroes.
What? That's it? That's all the questions I can think of? Let me go ahead and turn it over to you for shoutouts.
Shout out to you for casting, really appreciate it. Shout outs to a new Barack Obama because their name is really funny. And they played really well, and that Stitch is just disgusting. Like, absolutely loved it. And just shout out to anybody watching. Like, thanks for the support and just for liking Heroes.
I will say that you definitely had Incredible in chat, fully betting every channel point they had earned on you every single game. So they were very disappointed in game 1 when they almost went bankrupt.
Sorry, we made it up, I hope.
But with that, enjoy the after party. Don't do anything I wouldn't do.
I make no promises. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And for everyone else, we'll go ahead and head on over to IceX, who is actually casting a Division E match for Wood League Express. So enjoy that. I'll be coming with you because Ice is my friend.